and again, we're bouncing around, but for Lil Rod, that whole part right there where he stated, they would all just be drinking, and then all of a sudden, everyone's out of it, and he would wake up with women next to him. Sometimes he'll wake up with Diddy next to him, not
Yeah,
remembering what happened the night before.
yeah,
That's as wild as it gets, man.
yeah.
There's
And
so much left
not
unsaid.
just wake up with Diddy next to him, wake up sore. But I'm tripping, all right? I'm tripping. I mean, that's what the whole world went around saying. I'm tripping. Okay. Yeah.
When you see the Eric Sermon uh discussion about Misa,
Mm-hmm.
and it's again, it seems like Diddy's just out there to take everyone's girl. It seems like if you got her, I want her. uh for the situation where they say he was trying to shape Misa into his mother, can you see that, like?
Yeah, with the blonde hair and
mm,
yeah, and all of that. I mean,
it-
somebody
really?
asked a question, what kind of man puts his hands on his mother? The same kind of man that parties with his mom, the same kind of man who kisses his mom in the mouth, the same kind of man who seems to have accurate knowledge that his elderly mother can put both of her hands, her palms on the floor and while she's standing up, bent over.
Oh damn, I ain't seen that one. Oh.
You never seen the Instagram video when he was talking about how his mom is still young and spry and how she still liked the party and how they was getting a IV drip
Oh damn.
and she was kissing him in the mouth on the video when he was like, yeah, my mom can bend over and touch the floor with her palms.
No.
It's a
Yeah,
very, very, very weird relationship.
uh,
It's weird.
it kind of goes into. I mean, he seems to be having, and again, I know the freak offs that his son is there. Like it seems like he likes to get down with his kids.
Yeah. But that wasn't all. Just the to hear Little Rod say, like the boys were around. Roger Bonds talked about the children as well. What what kind of parenting relationship is that? But then again, that goes back to the conversation of Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. It was all known that she was spotted in them streets with Justin, and then she was spotted in them streets with Diddy, and they all tried to sit there and pretend like that wasn't what it was. Like, I don't know if anybody has not noticed, but ever since Diddy got pinched, they've all been trying to pretend like all of the stuff that we seen that happened, that they was all involved in, didn't happen. If Lori Harvey was hanging out, which and it's kind of weird, like the whole relationship with Justin looks weird. He looks like Mini Me with Dr. Evil. It's weird.
They,
Like, why are there people? Why is there sexual behavior going on? And why are people naked in front of their kids, G? Doing all kinds of stuff. And meanwhile, Misa's running around making comments about how she don't like the way that Eric Sermon was depicting her in the documentary. You don't like the way you're being talked about in the documentary. You don't like the fact that, because see, it wasn't Gene Deal, because Gene Deal said he wasn't there, and thank God that he was able to admit that. Kirk Burrows did say that he was there and present when Diddy was beating the brakes off of Misa and putting the feet to her up underneath the car well. That was Kirk Burrows that saw that. He talked about it in the documentary.
yeah.
So that's what you're worried about, Lisa? You're worried about being depicted as what actually happened, as what you actually were, an abused and battered woman. You're more concerned about that than the fact that your child is sitting in that all through this with this guy that you made his father, with all of this pharmaceutical stuff going on, with all of this weirdo essay actual and essay stuff going on, with people being, you know, pharmaceutical out of their mind and waking up sore. You got a problem with the way you're being depicted. Little Ryder sitting there, he showed the video footage of all of the liquid DNA all over that bathroom where that guy G got popped in the studio with your son present, and that's what you worried about? How you look? That's what you worried about. Ain't that cute?
Right.
Why you coming to court with a walker?
Hey, hey.
Suing Mary
Yeah,
J. Blige over an artist everybody forgot existed.
yeah. You know, Kirk Burrows, he had said that, Diddy had, put his hands on his own mother. From what
Yeah.
he, it happened long before the fame, or long
Yeah,
before his notoriety.
during the first tragedy that made him famous, the City College celebrity basketball game that claimed 9 lives. Very similar to what happened with Travis Scott down in Houston for Astroworld. Isn't that funny? Isn't that such an odd coincidence? Diddy did that thing and 9 people ended up passing away at the end of it. Travis Scott did that thing and 9 people ended up passing away. Like it's the coincidences are so
You know,
interesting.
he no one got in real trouble for that. No one uh had to, I guess you could say, pay the piper in creating Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He knew to take the business and put it in his mother's name. So
Yeah.
therefore they could never seize those assets. Technically everything is still in his mother's name.
Kind of like how what is it, D4VD, the David kid, did after that girl came up, hacked up into pieces in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came back home to Texas, right outside of Houston, and started turning over assets immediately while his PR team was lying, saying that he was cooperating with the police when the police have made it very clear as of late he has not cooperated at all, left the state almost immediately. So when he so-called moved out of the house um, on, what was it, Doheny, and now they've changed the name to Virio. Isn't that funny? Girl gets found cut up in pieces right around the corner from a rental property, and they literally changed the name of the street within weeks. Isn't that interesting?
Oh yeah,
They
no,
said he, huh?
yeah, no, that was that's not a coincidence.
I know. Like I'm just. I guess the reason why I'm bringing up certain things is because a lot of people are trying to make this seem like it's just a Diddy issue rather than it's an industry issue.
So let me ask, because him
Yeah.
putting his business in his mother's name, and the U.S. attorneys trying to go after a RICO that he used his business as an enterprise to do
Mm-hmm.
these sexual deviant things.
Yeah.
Technically, if he's just getting, let's say, small payments from his mom, he's not technically using the business. Do you think that they barked up the wrong tree to even lose this trial based on him saying that, hey, I'm not even the owner of Bad Boy. I'm just let's say, an employee who just gets payments to do little small things. Shouldn't they have like realized that, or like noticed like, all right, we can't trace the money back to the owner of Bad Boy?
Well, see, that's the thing. That was for Kurt Burrow's case. What about now? Because Combs Enterprise, all of it is not owned by Janice Combs.
Uh,
His name is on stuff, a lot of stuff. Like a lot of these things that happen, it's not like back then it was Bad Boy, Combs Enterprise. There's a bunch of different stuff that falls up underneath that umbrella. And it ain't all in Janice's, it's not all in Janice's name. It's not. Good portion of it is, but not all. Like people have to be weary about anybody who goes through this much trouble to evade responsibility and financial liability. Because even if it's not all in his name, even if it isn't all him, even if it were all in his mother's name, then that would mean that his mother is the one that's running the criminal organization and she's been aiding and abetting his very sick behavior for decades.
hey,
It sounds like they should have made sure that she was added to everything.
hey,
That's the case. Because if he's just an employee and he's just being paid for his services, then that means that all of this stuff was going on up underneath her nose, and there's no way she didn't know about it. She was
hey,
involved and present for too much of it. Like there's a lot of games being played, a lot of games being played, and there's no way that the federal government is just so green that they missed all of this. I mean, this is the same federal government that went after Al Capone, and even when they couldn't go after him legitimately for all of the things that they knew that he did. By the way, let's talk about that little historical fact. Part of the reason why they couldn't go after Al Capone the way that they went after at him in the beginning was because of all of the corruption, was because of the ledger with all of the judges' names who had been being paid off to throw cases, to turn their heads, all of the police precincts that were working in tandem with Al Capone. They didn't want to tank the government's involvement in all of the corruption. So instead, they went after him for income tax. So this way, they could stack up the years and put him in jail forever without having to expose any of the government. Wasn't that cute?
hey. Uh, they run the system.
I'm just saying that's history.
That's
That's a
facts.
historical fact.
No, these are facts.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, it ain't
It ain't real life.